Erosion is ravaging Uromi now because Uromi is not planned. In 5 years' time, if the situation is no arrest, no place will be motorable in Uromi. Relax. Uromi is the microcosm of the entire state.
Hello, and many thanks for joining us once again on Hero TV, your number one online news platform in the globe. I remain Esetonia Enabo, your humble host on this program. One of the ways to support Hero TV is to share our posts, follow us on all our social media platforms, subscribe to our YouTube channels, that is Hero TV Nigeria, and follow us on Instagram, hero_t.v. Thank you. Today, we want to beam our searchlight to Uromi. Uromi is Esan Northeast local government area in Edo State, Nigeria, and Uromi is one of the fastest developing local government area in Esan and in Edo State. Today, we want to look at the developmental plan of Uromi. And again, I have Barrister Godson Ihinobele, Omone Sambia, Omono Wemwesan, Omono Gwanona Miege, Esan Oke Ashokwoku. So he's here to enlighten the audience of Hero TV on what they are supposed to know concerning the developmental plan in Uromi. Thank you, Barrister, for creating time to be a part of this program.
Once again, thank you.
We have done our research and we discovered that Uromi doesn't have a developmental plan. And we want you to share your thoughts on this.
Development of any city, town, or village must come with blueprint. The first thing is blueprint. That's why when you are building a house, you must have that 3D blueprint to state exactly how you want it. There was a time when I contested during my electionary campaign, and I centered my manifesto on the blueprint of Uromi. That's exactly what I was doing. That was the major concern in my brain there. What I did, I took a step. I went straight to the town planning office. Then I discussed the issue with the town planning officers. I said, why is Uromi not having a blueprint? Because as it is, Uromi has come to that stage, the level where Uromi should have a blueprint, Uromi should have a layout, whereby most especially those other communities now, okay, like for instance, apart from the main Uromi that is already developed, the hinterland of Uromi, then when you go to some areas, some bushes in Uromi, in fact, you can't even find bush anywhere in Uromi now because development has cut across everywhere. And now, such places need that layout now. Reason being that, you see, erosion is ravaging Uromi now because Uromi is not planned. And if there is a layout in Uromi, which means you already know, before you start your building, you already know where drainages will follow. And layout is part of you building your house or building anything. You know that automatically you should have about at least 10% for the road. Not just you try to take advantage of where your land started from. If it's 100 by 100, you put in your fence on that 100 by 100 without recourse to other person will build as well. Where will the road come from? Where will the erosion pass? How will the water find its way out? Nobody's thinking about this one.
Okay, is it that it's not important? That is why this issue is being ignored and no one is talking about it.
I don't know if other, but to me personally, this has been my vision. And you can't even have such. If you really want to, you can back it up with law. By the local government bylaw, you have the local government involved, local government chairman will be involved, all the councillors will be involved, then even our traditional ruler will be involved as well. And these are issues to be canvassed with the traditional law ruler. Then you propose a blueprint. Say this is how Uromi should be. This is how in the 21st century context of development. Do you know, as we speak, Abuja was already developed, already have a blueprint before Erufai came as a minister. It was the blueprint that was handed over to Erufai, which Erufai worked on. You see, the indiscriminate building that ravaged the whole Abuja was raised down, and he had the political will power at that time. because he was ready. He knew why he was appointed as minister of FCT, and he did that. So we can have similarity in Uromi.
Okay, but you know what you're saying right now is that as developed as Uromi is, there is no blueprint for anyone to work with. So I want you to throw more light on. There is no blueprint.
No, madam, as we speak, quote me, go to Uromi and find out. Because of the cost of Uromi, I went straight to town planning office in Benin. They can bear me witness. When you go to Uromi, find out, go to the town planning office. I first visited the town planning office. I make inquiries. I said, sir, where is the blueprint of Uromi? How come everybody are building discriminately? How come erosion is ravaging the city of Uromi? What do we do? In 5 years' time, if the situation is no arrest, no place will be motorable in Uromi. Do you know when you go enter some areas in Uromi, you see beautiful houses, beautiful edifices. You'll be so amazed. I say, man, this is my town, Uromi, but there is no good road. You enter some area, you have to park in Oshodi and use your leg to navigate to where you are going, Amedoshan, or Eko Ibadi, or Eboji, or Egbele, or Afuda, or Efandeon. Even the Tazona road where you have the Hausa market may just go there, although it's a federal road anyway. But we are not, our discussion today is not centered on federal road. Do you understand? Because like to a very large extent, even our brother Ray Roya has been doing massive work without a penny. Nobody's paying him money. You know, because of his love for the people of Uromi, he chose to do that. He's the one giving palliative in most of those federal roads in Uromi. But our major concern is Uromi as a town should have a developmental blueprint, a plan, a developmental plan, whereby the town planning officers, all the stakeholders in Uromi, there will be town hall meeting whereby Uromi development of Uromi will be planned, will be discussed. And you cannot do that without carrying the legislators along. And that's the local government chairman.
Now you're talking about the town planning, right? Is it the responsibility of our representatives, the people representing the Esan Northeast constituency, is it their responsibility?
See, my dear, what is lobby? You lobby for what you want. Is it just ordinary man seated in his abode that will be talking about developmental plan, that will be talking about the town planning and all the rest? Is the government. And we have representative. What we cannot do within Uromi level, what do we do? Our representative, if it is a state, if it is something the state can handle, then you take it to the state. You take it to the state. These are issues you propose. So as we speak, you see, for the fact that it centers on Uromi, it has nothing to do with state now. Uromi will develop Uromi for themselves. And how do we do that? That's why I'm canvassing for all the stakeholders in Uromi. All the traditional, our traditional rulers will be there. We thank God our traditional ruler, he has a listening ear and is his head bent to see how the good development will come to Uromi. And he has any time, on many occasions I have discussed with him and he's happy, he's pleased. So what is remaining is for the local government to kick off. The local government chairman will be involved. All the stakeholders in Uromi will be involved. We discuss because we have Uromi, we have elders of Uromi. We have elders of Uromi that will sit down together and say, okay, let's propose this law. Let the developmental plan of Uromi be backed with law. So that when someone is building arrogantly, when you're building indiscriminately, when you're closing the erosion route, you're closing the major road, all in the name of extending your building, then the riot act will be read to you. Then you look at it and say no. And again, before you start building, what is important is you can go to the local government before you start building anywhere. Go to the local government, let them come and discuss with you and tell you, oh, you can give 20 feet to the road, or either you bring 10 feet to the road, the other person bring 10 feet to the road, the opposite person, then you have a bigger road. that will be motorable. And not just that, not just bringing in some feed, and you must propose as you are building, you propose your drainage as well. If you have money, you have millions to create a reasonable, wonderful edifice in Uromi, you should only have money just to take a drainage. And I think it's lack of information, awareness that we don't really have towards that. How can I build a house with millions of money and I am not able to center a drainage in my front? If I do it, if I create a drainage in my front, then another person, the next door neighbor will take it, the other person will take it. Before you know, then everywhere is open up, and erosion will no longer ravage the road, ravage the houses, because they already have their channel. So we should have this orientation, we should have this mindset. How do we do that? We must agree. Do we actually want to fix Uromi? This is 1,000,001 question I'm asking everybody. If we agree to develop Uromi, if we agree, okay, this is the best Uromi should go, let all hands be on deck.
Okay. This is really, really serious. My fear is this. Let's take a look at the people that have completed their projects and, people that have settled, they are living in their houses already. Peradventure, one of the days, and this issue is taken up, what will be their fate?
Okay, see. Like the area that is already developed in Uromi, we are not, see, madam, don't get me wrong, I am not proposing demolishing houses, demolishing people's buildings, properties and all, no. So it will amount to subject of litigation, the issues will start coming. That's not what we are saying. But the place that is already developed, we want to see this emphasis must be laid on the well-being. You know fully well that as you are building, you have records that you have it at the back of your mind that the next door neighbor will build as well. If you are dragging a road because you bought 100 by 100 and you want your fence to start from 100 by 100, and the other next door neighbor take to his boundary as well, where will the road come from? And you now see that you have a very small, narrow road that the vehicle cannot even turn. But we both having a beautiful housing. It ought not to be so. That's why we are canvassing like the area that is already developed now in Uromi town. Is a very straightforward thing. What do we do? If you don't have drainages in your surrounding, in front of your house, you do that, you start doing it. So we can control, that's the only way we can control the erosion. That's the only way we can control the erosion, because if erosion is cutting across my house and is cutting across your house, then it's ravaging everywhere. So the only way out now for the area that is already developed is for everybody. It's not too late. That's why I'm saying it might just seem to be difficult because there will be no law that will back it up. And that's the essence why I'm canvassing for town hall meeting, for everybody to agree to come to a round table to say, see, this is what we feel we need in Uromi now. Because Uromi are very beautiful people. Uromi is so pleasant to be. Uromi is a beautiful place that everybody want to be. That's why you see the holiday, you see Auchi Polytechnic students, they rush to Uromi to relax. People in Benin, they done with their exams in university, they rush to Uromi to relax. Uromi is the microcosm of the entire state. Everybody want to center themselves in Uromi. They want to have fun in Uromi. So why should we have this influx of people and we cannot develop the Uromi? So this is my cry.
Thank you. Thank you, Barrister Godson Ihinobile, for taking out time to educate the audience of Hero TV.
It's my pleasure.
I believe that the people in charge will hear and do the needful. 2023 general election is around the corner. Vote wisely and vote for a better Nigeria. Thank you for choosing Hero TV. I remain Esetonia Inabo.